This is a comparison between the hardware requirements, minimum requirements for Windows 10 and 11. Bear in mind that minimum requirements is just that. It's minimum requirements to even load the thing. To make it usable, you probably need better than these. But for a long time, we didn't have any change in minimum requirements. As we went from Windows 7, Windows 8, and Windows 10, the requirements stayed about the same. With Windows 11, there are some additional changes. So first of all, with the processor, in Windows 10, you just needed a 1 gigahertz or faster processor. With Windows 11, you still need 1 gigahertz, but it must be 64-bit. You can't do a 32-bit. And you need at least 2 cores. Now, most computers today that you find on the shelf are going to be 2 cores or more. Mine has 32, so it's not unusual to find many more than 2 cores. RAM, you needed with Windows 10 at least 1 gig for a 32-bit and 2 gigs for a 64-bit. With Windows 11, you cannot load it on 32-bit. There is no 32-bit version of Windows 11. You must have 64-bit, and you need to double the amount of RAM that you needed before. So where you had 4 gigabytes of RAM, you needed 2 gigabytes of RAM for Windows 10. You now need 4 for Windows 11. As far as storage goes, you needed 20 gigabytes of storage for, that is to say, hard drive space, for example, or solid state drive space. You needed 20 for a 64-bit Windows 10 machine. You need 64 for a Windows 11 machine. With Windows 10, you could use the old BIOS. The BIOS is a chip that's on your motherboard, or you can use the newer style, the UEFI. But with Windows 11, you must have UEFI, and it must have the secure boot capability. Now, secure boot capability is a system that does not allow you to boot to another operating system or to a corrupted operating system. Trusted Platform Module, again, this is a chip that you'll find on your motherboard. You needed a version 1.2 or 2.0 chip for Windows 10. Actually, you could run Windows 10 without the TPM. I ran mine for some time without a TPM. With Windows 11, though, you do need that version 2.0 TPM chip. As far as graphics goes, minimum of SVGA 600p, but with Windows 11, you must have 720p display greater than 9 inches diagonally, 8 bits per color channel. So that means that Windows 11 is not going to run well on smaller devices from what I read here. Now, I thought that Windows 11 was already running on small devices, but tablets, for example, that were smaller, but maybe I'm wrong. I haven't actually seen that, so they're saying 9 inches diagonally is a minimum. With Windows 10, you only are required to have internet connectivity in order to get updates, but you can install it and run it without it. With Windows 11, if you install Windows 11 at home, you must have internet connectivity and a Microsoft account to complete the first time setup. After that, you can run locally. It's certainly possible in Windows 11 to run as a local account, but you must have that Microsoft account to set it up, and you must have that internet connectivity to set it up for the first time. Now, I have some problems with this personally because it seems to me that there are a large number of people in the world, especially in some third world countries and so on, that where computers are beginning to be used, but internet connectivity is still very, very low. So, for example, let's take Burundi, where internet penetration is only 0.7% of the population. So it seems to me that they should be allowed to use an operating system and install an operating system without that Microsoft account or that internet capability. But that's a whole nother story. Don't get me off on that. All right, so those are the hardware requirements for Windows 10 and 11. And by the way, the site that I got this off of, and let me show you the source, is right here, ittechguides.com, Windows-10-VS-Windows-11, if you're interested in that.